Your dog has been watching you this whole time. Not the hungry, laser-focused stare that says, "Where's dinner?" and not the excited, frantic look that means, "Let's play now." This is the soft, steady attention that says, without words, "You're who I choose." Today, I'm going to show you 4 incredible signs, clear, research-backed behaviors, that count as strong evidence your dog shows preferential attachment to you. In other words, these are the things dogs do when they've chosen one person as their safe place, more than anyone else in their life. Before we get to the signs, quick frame. Dogs form bonds in ways that look a lot like human-infant attachment. Researchers talk about a secure base effect. When someone you're attached to is nearby, the world feels safer, and you explore more freely. Studies also show moments of eye contact between dogs and their owners trigger oxytocin release, the same hormone linked to bonding in humans. I'll use those ideas to explain why each behavior matters. If you love learning about dog behavior, go ahead and hit subscribe now. We've got more videos like this coming. The first sign is simple and so easy to miss because it's quiet. Following when nothing's at stake. Imagine a lazy Sunday morning. You stand up from the couch to get a glass of water, and your dog pads after you. Not racing to the kitchen, not sniffing for food or leaping on the counter. Just there, 3 steps behind, tail relaxed, matching your pace. Or picture yourself in the bathroom. You close the door, and a few seconds later, a soft nose appears under the gap. That kind of purposeless trailing from room to room into mundane places like the closet or the laundry room is proximity seeking in its purest form. Why does following like this point to attachment? In attachment theory, staying close serves as a safety strategy. Being near the attached person reduces uncertainty and lets the dog feel secure enough to relax or explore. This kind of following isn't always dramatic. It's a steady preference for your presence even when there's nothing to gain. The key features are consistency and low intensity. The dog is calm, not frantic. There's no pacing, obsessive circling, or obsessive pawing at you. That steadiness separates attachment-driven following from anxiety-driven following, which tends to be tense, restless, and accompanied by other stressed behaviors. And it's different from food or routine-driven trailing, which usually has a clear anticipatory cue, the sound of kibble, the jingling of keys, a regular mealtime. So next time you get up and your dog slides into your personal orbit, pay attention to how they move. Slow, relaxed, matching your pace without demanding anything. That's one of the quietest but most telling signs they prefer you. If you're watching closely, here's a tiny trick to test it ethically. Stand up at random, without any food or leash cues, and see if they follow. If it's a calm, almost automatic choice to be near you, that's proximity as safety, not training. You won't notice it until you learn to see it. The second sign is one of the most intimate. The soft gaze. Think of a close-up of your dog's face while you're on the couch reading, folding laundry, or scrolling your phone. Their eyes are half-lidded, the brow smooth, the mouth loose. The look is relaxed, attentive, and directed almost continuously at you without urgent pleading. This soft, sustained gaze is different from an alert stare aimed at a squirrel, or the fixated, "I want that" look at a plate of food. It's calm, almost meditative. Why does a soft gaze matter? Research finds that gentle, mutual eye contact between dogs and their owners is part of a biological bonding loop. When dog and human look at each other in a relaxed way, both can get bursts of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. That biochemical back and forth strengthens the social connection over time. The thing that makes the gaze a reliable signal of preferential attachment is its context and tone. It's most convincing when it happens during ordinary, unremarkable moments and is focused on one person more than others. Be careful not to confuse this with pleading eye contact. A hungry, intense stare, rigid body, fixed pupils, direct locking on food or a stray hand, is goal-oriented and often linked to wanting something immediately. A soft gaze is diffuse, patient, and paired with relaxed body language. Loose shoulders, slow breathing, gentle tail wagging. That's the difference between "I need something" and "I want to be near you." If a camera can capture it, hold a close-up on those eyes. You'll see how small changes in the eyelids and the relaxed jaw speak volumes. Those moments of mutual calm eye contact are not tricks. They're behavioral evidence of a bond that's chosen, reinforced, and physiologically tuned. The third sign is easier to spot when there are other people around. Subtle protection. This isn't the dramatic movie dog who snarls and leaps into harm's way. This is quieter. The dog who shifts so they're between you and a subtle unknown. They angle their body slightly outward when you're sitting with friends at a park, or they place a paw gently on your foot while you stand near a stranger. Maybe at a small gathering they position themselves with their chest facing the crowd and their head near your knee, scanning the environment while you talk. It looks like calm vigilance rather than aggression. Why is this protective positioning a sign of attachment? When a dog chooses to place themselves in a protective orientation toward one person, it indicates a preferred social role. They aren't defending in panic. They're choosing to watch over you. In terms of behavior, it's an active social choice to remain physically aligned with you. That alignment is not the same as fear-based reactivity, which tends to be rigid, high arousal, and accompanied by clear stress signals like lip-licking, whale eye, or stiff-legged posture. Subtle protection is accompanied by a relaxed body, normal breathing, and an absence of overt threat displays. Don't mistake territorial guarding or possessiveness for protectiveness born of attachment. If a dog becomes aggressive or excessively tense when others approach you, that's not healthy attachment. That's a problem that may need professional attention. But if your dog calmly adjusts their position to keep you in their field of view, if they rest a paw on your shoe or lean their shoulder into your leg while everyone else is engaged elsewhere, that's a real behavioral indicator that they've chosen a role that centers you. A useful on-camera shot is a wide-angle scene at a casual gathering, then slow push into the subtle body angle and the paw on the foot. Those quiet moments are doing heavy emotional work, choosing to be the one who watches over you. The fourth sign shows up when you're not there. Distinct waiting and anticipation for your return. Picture this. You leave for work. Your dog doesn't just sleep through the day or follow an automatic schedule. They spend time near the door. They check the window. They pick a spot that faces the entrance. When the sound of the car in the driveway or the familiar footfall on the stairs happens, their ears lift and they become alert specifically because you're coming back. Research into owner return anticipation finds that dogs not only learn routines, but can show specific, individualized signs of waiting that are directed to certain people rather than to general household rhythms. What separates attachment-driven waiting from simple routine conditioning? The difference is specificity and behavioral nuance. Routine-driven behaviors often hinge on a predictable cue: the time on the clock, the hiss of a kettle, the sound of keys. Attachment-driven waiting tends to be more idiosyncratic and person-specific. The dog may check the back door more often when a particular person's shift ends, or they might rest in a spot that gives them a direct line of sight to the entrance when they expect you. Their sleep pattern might be lighter, short naps rather than deep, sprawled sleep, and their attention will spike at person-specific cues. Studies show dogs can discriminate between different owners' return cues and display heightened anticipatory behaviors for their primary attachment figure. Be wary of overinterpreting every alert head tilt as longing. Some behaviors are purely habit. The best evidence is a pattern, consistent checking, a preferred waiting location, and clear change in arousal specifically tied to your return. If a dog only perks up when the microwave dings, that's routine. If they're specifically oriented toward the door and their body shows focused but calm anticipation when they hear your car, that's attachment-directed waiting. Across all four signs, there's an important contrast to keep in mind. Attachment-driven actions are low-key, consistent, and person-specific. Training, food, social etiquette, or mere sociability can mimic aspects of these behaviors, but attachment shows itself in ordinary, quiet choices. The small, repetitive decisions a dog makes when nothing obvious is being given or taken away. Put the four signs together and a pattern emerges. Quiet following shows they choose to be near you. The soft eyes show a calm, ongoing interest that triggers bonding chemistry. Subtle protection shows they prioritize your safety in their social space. Waiting for you shows they anticipate your return in ways that single them out. Each one alone is meaningful. Together they form a mosaic of behavioral evidence that your dog prefers you above others. Not because you bribed them or trained them into it, but because their daily choices keep pointing back to you. What unifies these signs is their ordinariness. Love in dogs often looks like the things we almost ignore. A head on a knee while you watch TV, a quiet follower around the house, a gaze that makes the morning softer, a shoulder that turns so you're covered at a crowded table. That ordinariness is the most convincing proof. It's not the spectacular rescue or the dramatic gesture. It's the accumulation of thousands of small, calm selections the dog makes every day. A couple of cautions before we close. First, behaviors can vary by temperament, breed, age, and experience. Not every dog will show each sign in the same way. Second, if any of the behaviors are extreme, obsessive following that prevents normal activity, overt fear, or aggression, that's different from healthy attachment and worth discussing with a professional trainer or behaviorist. Attachment is a healthy, secure preference, not a pathological dependence. And finally, the most important thing. These signs are not just points for a checklist. They're invitations. When your dog offers a paw on your foot, a quiet glance, a decision to sit between you and the room, they're inviting you into a relationship. Respond with calm presence, predictable care, and gratitude. Those are the human responses that reinforce the secure base we want for our dogs. You are their home in a practical behavioral sense, the place they go to lower their guard and be themselves. When you see these signs, the calm trailing, the soft eyes, the protective angle, the waiting by the door, understand them as strong behavioral signals that your dog has chosen you, day after day. They're not magical, but they're not ordinary either. They're the result of consistent social choices reinforced by physiology and shared history. Tell us in the comments one small thing your dog does that showed you they'd chosen you. We read every story, and it always reminds us why this work matters. If this video helped you see your dog in a new way, like and subscribe for more insights into canine behavior and the quiet ways dogs say, "You're mine."